Hey, and welcome into the NWGA football Pickem show, sponsored by Al Smith, Alpha Insurance. Week 4, joined by Benton Burge. We'll try to run down all these games for you this week. Tell you the winners.
Yeah, we got a bunch of games, 25 plus games. Uh, Not everybody is in region play. Some in region play. Um, some are finishing up their non-region schedule. We'll jump right into them.
Yeah, and you can join us on X, YouTube, Facebook, man. If you want to comment, you can send your comments through, and we'll get them live on the air. Yeah, we one right there, Eric, man. What's going on, Eric? We'll
Yes,
start off.
sir.
We'll start off Lithia Springs at Carrollton. Carrollton, a big 35-point favorite. I think Carrollton gets this one fairly easy by halftime.
Man, I think Carrollton may not be challenged for a while now. I think Carrollton plays the backups the entire second half. You're right.
North Paulding, a 29-point favorite at South Paulding.
You know, North Paulding has been playing pretty good this year. South Paulding has had their struggles. Even though it's at South Paulding, I'll take North Paulding by big margin.
Yeah, North has two pretty impressive wins over Parkview and Harrison. The loss to
Yeah.
East Paulding, man, we kind of see how good East Paulding may be right now.
Yep.
I like North Paulding, probably a little closer than the 29. Speaking of East Paulding, they are staying in Paulding County, heading over to Hiram as 16-point favorites.
Yeah, Hiram, not a bad team. They showed the ability to move the ball, but like you said, East Paulding with the win over that North Paulding team, I think East Paulding is going to put too many points on the board. I just think East Paulding wins this one by 2 to 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I went and saw the East Paulding team in person last Friday night, and we've known they had a great offense with Chance Bownight back there, Jay Parker. But what impressed me was the defense. Outstanding defensive group. I mean, they're going to need it at Hiram, man. Hiram's known for scoring a lot of points. I like East Paulding by about that 16. Huge matchup at Barron Stadium Friday night. Toombs County, who I think is number 1 in 2A, single A, at Rome. Rome is a 26-point favorite.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple times this year. I believe we're going to see it again. The classification differences between good teams and two different classifications. I look at Rome as being a good team, and they're going to look to bounce back, especially at Barron Stadium after that loss last week. And I think Rome wins this one by about the spread, probably about 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I went back and watched just some of that Rome game after Friday night. They actually played pretty well through 3 quarters. Kind of made some mistakes, which you'd expect. Having 2 weeks off. The bus crash we keep alluding to. Yeah, I like Rome by 3, 4 touchdowns. Central Lions at Villarica. Central is a 25-point favorite.
Yeah, I think Central is one of our top five scoring teams here in Northwest Georgia. I think Central puts the points up again and wins pretty comfortably against Villarica.
Yeah, quarterback J.R. Harris, sophomore down there at Central, man, is having a heck of a year. Went over 300 yards last week again. I think he gets it done this Friday night at Villarica. Huge matchup here. One of the best of the week. Cartersville, 18-point favorites at Calhoun.
Yeah, that should be a ruckus environment at Calhoun. Cartersville is going to bring a nice big crowd as well. The way I look at it is just I think Cartersville is just going to have too much. I think Cartersville will have too much for Calhoun. I think you might see Calhoun hang around for a while. I think they pull away by a touchdown or two late.
Yeah, this game has a history of being close. I feel like Friday night's going to pretty much follow the same script. The Cartersville defense has been outstanding so far the first 3 weeks of the season. I just don't know if Calhoun can score enough to beat them. I like Cartersville by 10. Huge game here. North Cobb, I think number 12 in 6A at Cass. Cass in the top 10 in 4A. North Cobb is just a 2-point favorite.
I don't know about you, but I think this is one that I picked out this week. You gonna jump on board with me?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on the Cass bandwagon this week.
Double upset pick of the week. We're both picking Cass. 2 point upset against a little bit bigger team. Cass just putting a lot of points on board, playing defense. Man, I've liked everything I've seen out of Cass. I think Cass is one of those teams in our area. It's gonna make a run at it, and it's another stepping stone Friday night against a really good North Cobb team.
Yeah, I've heard some good things about Cass from some people who've seen them live this year. So they're a much improved team over last season. Kind of hard to believe you lose your best player to the University of Georgia and you improve the next year. Shows what a great job Coach Gates and that staff has done out there at Cass. Yeah, I think the Cardinals winning a close one, man. Get some of that RESPCT or whatever it is. Cedartown on the road at Pepperell. Cedartown, 5-touchdown favorite.
Yeah, I don't know who's in charge of Pepperell scheduling. I understand, you know, you want a tough schedule, non-region, but I mean, Cedartown wins this one big.
Yeah, I agree. Cedartown big here. Shout out to my man Tay Harris, athlete down there at Cedartown. He had 4 carries last week for 138 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think he's averaging 17 yards a rush right now. 18 touches, 9 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Pretty good thing. Yeah, yeah. Give a shout out to Bremen quarterback Carson Kimball, man. Failed to mention him at the top of the show, but he was seriously injured last week in the Bowden game. Good news here. It says that he's starting to feel some movement in his legs. Prayers for sure.
Absolutely.
Dalton on the road at Rabun County. Rabun County is an 8-point favorite.
Yeah. At Rabun, I like Rabun County in this one. It's an 8-point spread. I like it more than that. I think tough place to play, tough team looking to continue to rebound. Rabun gets a win.
Yeah, those young guys at Dalton look like they stepped up last week and played a lot better than they did the first 2 weeks, improving week to week. Tough place to turn it around in Rabun County, though. I like Rabun. Armurchie, looking to go 3-0 at Southeast Whitfield. Armurchie, a big 30-point favorite.
Yeah, I think if it continues the way it has been for both of these teams, I think Armurchie wins this one by more than 30. I think that obviously Southeast is having its issues, and Armurchie uh, not exactly lighting the scoreboard up, but I think they'll be able to this week. They'll pound it out and get a big win for the Blue Indians.
Yeah, the Indians found some offense last week, man, putting up 41 points. Quick shout out to my old next door neighbor, Caden Buffington. He had a couple of touchdown runs.
Your ex next door neighbor, huh?
Ex next door neighbor, yeah. I'm going with the Indians big at Southeast Whitfield. Moved to 3-0. Bartow County shootout here. Daresville, 11-point favorites on the road at Woodland.
I think Adairsville coming into this game, I think they're a little shell shocked last week, and I think they're going to battle back from that. And I think you're going to see a different Adairsville team. I think they beat Woodland in a close one. I think Woodland is much improved, not the same old Woodland.
Yeah, I like the job Coach Scott's done down there with Woodland so far. Daresville just has too much talent in the skill positions, I think. Closer than the 11, but I'm going with the Tigers. Dawson County looking for their first win, I believe, on the road at Banks County. Dawson, 6-point favorite.
Yeah, this is one of those that I looked at and teased about using as my upset pick of the week. But I think Dawson gets the win. I know Dawson's got a young team, but I think they get the win on the road at Banks County.
Yeah, same. Going with Dawson County in this one. Dunwoody at Lumpkin County. Lumpkin County, an 8-point favorite.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a battle. I think Lumpkin wins this one, and I think probably by more than the 8, probably by more than 1.
Yeah, I know we saw Dunwoody against one of our Northwest Georgia football teams early in the season, right? Didn't they play South Paulding in the opening?
I believe it was.
Yeah, beat them by I can't even remember what the score was. Close, though, I believe. But I think Lumpkin's getting ready to get it rolling here in the midpoint of the season. I'm gonna go with Lumpkin. East Jackson, a 3-point favorite at White County.
Yeah, that's one of those games. I can't pretend to know a lot about it. Those teams are a long way away. I know East Jackson 2-1. White County comes in at 0-2, and they're scoring more points, but giving up a good bit of points is East Jackson. But I think overall East Jackson has the better team, and I'll take East Jackson to win probably by more than the three.
Yeah, I'm gonna take East Jackson on the road at White County. Heritage Generals, 10-point favorite at Gordon Lee.
Yeah, last week Heritage with a close loss, and Gordon Lee with a did Gordon Lee got a win last week, didn't he? I know I
They
missed.
were they beat Lafayette week before last, and they had a bye
Yeah,
this past week.
bye this past week. Okay, which was a good time because I heard that the Stoker kid may have been out for the Lafayette game, so he'll be back. He's one of the impact players for Gordon Lee on both sides. I think Gordon Lee hangs in there, but I think Heritage has a little too much, even though it's at Gordon Lee.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker last week for Heritage losing at Ringgold. Um, Heritage looked real good week one versus Christian Heritage, man, who's actually turned out to be a pretty good team here last couple of weeks. I like the Generals. Ridgeland at Coosa. Coosa is a 15-point favorite.
Yeah, that's a big favorite for Coosa. I mean, I can't. I mean, how many teams out of that D1 Region 7 are just at least early in the season? I know it could be because of the opponents they may have been facing, but they look much improved. They look better. Um, I think Coosa is one of those teams that could get another win right here. I like Coosa to get a win at home by a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, the Eagles played model well last Friday night, losing 23-13. Coach Cannon, his son, sophomore quarterback there at Coosa, I know he threw for over 200 yards. The Panthers come in with a pretty good defense, man, real physical. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I like the Eagles at home. LFO at North Murray. North Murray, a 27-point favorite.
I like North Murray in this game, but I think the 27 is too much. I think Lakeview has improved a lot. Um, they're going to be able to probably put some points on the board. I just don't think stopping North Murray is totally going to happen. So I like North Murray by a couple of scores.
Yeah, I know last time Lakeview was out, man, was against Heritage a couple of weeks ago. They had a bye this past Friday night, and they looked good. I'm almost pulled the upset at Heritage. LFO's got something to prove. North Murray started off well with the Dalton win. I think North Murray gets the win at home, but closer than the 27. Murray County, man, with a big win last week. Got a one in the win column. Heading to Union. Union, a 35-point favorite.
Yeah, I think 35 may be a little much, but I think Union gets a comfortable victory this week at home.
Yeah, I think the Panthers will get it done up there in the mountains. Tough place to play. I like them by 28. Undefeated North Cobb Christian on the road at Sonoraville in a region matchup. North Cobb Christian, a 15-point favorite.
Yeah, I think North Cobb throws the ball around. Norville is a pretty good team, especially at the Furnace over there. But I think North Cobb wins by a few touchdowns.
Yeah, I think the thing that's been impressive to me about North Cobb this year is the defense. We knew about the offense coming into the season, but the defense has really stepped up. One of the top 5 defenses in our area so far. Um, young quarterback for Sonoraville. They'll put some pressure on him. I like North Cobb. Huge matchup right here in that region. Rockmart at Ringgold. Rockmart, a 8-point favorite.
Yeah, Rockmar's schedule to start off, man, has just been murderer's row. So you hadn't really seen a good idea of what they're going to do. I was interested to see what Massey had on this game, and it had a pretty much a one sided game, 38-13 Rockmart, and I hate to do it to my Ringo folks, but I think that's probably going to be what we see, even though it's at Ringo. I like Rockmart by more than the 8.
Yeah, you got to figure when you're looking at schedules to start this season, man. Has anybody played a tougher schedule than Rockmart right out the gate? Rome in the scrimmage game. Then they played Cedartown, who's looked, like the state championship team we saw a couple of years ago. And then they go to Cartersville, which I mean, we think they're going to compete this year for a state championship.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's going to be a tough game for the Tigers. I like Rockmart by 21.
I could see that.
McNair at Bremen. Bremen a 15-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm not experienced enough or don't know enough about Bremen to know what was waiting in the wings behind, the injured quarterback. But I think they're a good enough program that they can replace him, and I think Bremen gets a win and an emotional one at that. And it was good to hear that he's having some movement. Hopefully, he'll improve as the days go on.
Yeah, I think the key of this game is going to be how that emotion plays. After something
Yeah,
like that happens, terrible, do they use it in a positive way or does it affect them in a negative way? And I think the coaching staff down there at Bremen will do a good job in having them look at it in a positive way. And I think Bremen will come out and win this game.
I totally agree.
Temple on the road at South Atlanta. Temple is an 8-point favorite.
This is another one of those games that I toyed with as a upset pick. I like Temple. I think they were in that game at halftime. They were right there in it with Tryon last week, and they had some mistakes, and Tryon made some plays and took advantage. I think Temple gets the win, but I think the 8's about right. I think it's going to be a close one at South Atlanta.
It's always a tough place to play, man, when you have to travel into Atlanta and play in those huge stadiums there. Like I said, Temple, I mean, last weekend at Tryon, 7-3 at halftime, kind of got away from them in the second half. I think Temple rebounds this week in a close win at South Atlanta. Haralson County at Putnam County. The schedule gets no easier for Haralson County. Putnam County, a 24-point favorite.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right on the road for Harrelson. I think Putnam gets about the 3 touchdown win.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to when Haralson starts playing some teams in our area, man, so we can kind of get a gauge on them. It's kind
Yeah,
of hard. It's kind of hard to get a gauge on them right now, and they're all over the state playing games. Putnam, yeah, I like Putnam at home. Model at Tryon. This was our upset pick of the year a few years ago. 32-point underdogs. Model won at Tryon. They'll try to pull it off again this Friday night. 18-point underdogs. And Eric says Model's going to get it done. Got that at Tryon magic going on.
give me the Bulldogs in this one. I think too much Cade Smith, um, Henderson, Stokes, too much talent at trying. They get it done probably by about 2 to 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree. Much experienced Tryon team versus a very young model team.
Yeah.
Model team's played well so far, but I don't think they've seen anything like the Bulldogs yet.
No.
Mountain Zion at the 2-0 Chattooga Indians. Chattooga 7-point favorites.
I think this will probably be not probably. This will be the most athletic team that Chattooga's had. This will be the third straight home game after Chattooga was off last week. Um, record-breaking game by Zayden Cook. I think it's all going to come down to the line of scrimmage. What can Mount Zion do to stop Zayden Cook and the guys? And I just don't think they will. I think Chattooga wins by more than 7.
Yeah, I think this game comes down to, like I said, Mount Zion stopping the Chattooga run game and Chattooga stopping the Mount Zion pass game. I
Yep.
wish I could remember the kid's name right off the top of my head, but junior wide receiver from Mount Zion, 6'3", 200. We had his highlight on a couple of weeks ago where he made that great one-handed catch in the end zone. I think this game has the potential to be a high-scoring game. Here goes a side bet for you. Do you think Chattooga keeps the shutout streak going this week?
No, I do not think they keep the shutout streak going. Although that would be awesome if they did. The Mount Zion receiver is Xavier Buckner, by the way.
Xavier Buckner, yep.
I had him written down. Um, I guess the question is, can Mount Zion in their passing game, will they have time to throw it? Chattooga's got some D linemen that can really get after the pass or get after the quarterback. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I like Chattooga by about that 7. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, 28-21, 35-28, something like that.
What about this one, Lawrence?
Mount Zion Chattooga will be the fast game of the year with all the runs. Side bet under 2 hours. I don't know. I think Mount Zion might have to put it in the air.
How about this one there, Lawrence? Read that one off.
Ooh, Chattooga wins the region this year. I mean, they've shown the potential.
Down.
They've shown the potential so far, but you still have Fannin County out there looming. And Fannin County has looked.
And I'm going to bring up some other names like Christian Heritage and Dade County, which is not getting any respect right now, and that's exactly what they want.
Yeah. And our final game of the week, man, Bowden taking it on the road to Westside Macon. Bowden is a 12-point favorite.
Yeah, Bowden goes on the road and gets it done. Bowden by more than 12.
Yeah, I think that 1 point last second loss, first game of the season, man, lit a fire under the Red Devils. I think if you face them from here on out, man, you're in trouble. I like Bowden on the road.
All right. Lawrence, have you decided where you'll be Friday night, or if you'll be?
Yeah, right now I'm leaning towards that North Cobb Cass game, but I know all the big wigs are gonna be there. So my second choice is to come up to Summerville, man, and watch Mount Zion and Chattooga. But
I think that'd be a good one.
But I was kind of saving my Chattooga trip for the following week when they play Gordon Central. I think that's gonna be a game.
Yeah, I think Chattooga's at GC next week.
Yeah,
All
shout out to Gordon Central, man. We haven't mentioned much about them, but 2-1 right now. I mean, a couple of shutout wins. Impressive job there with Coach Gregory and the Warriors.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll be back on Friday night, man, with the Al Smith Alpha Insurance Friday night scoreboard. And until then, man, get out and see a game this Friday night.
Absolutely.